Right back at y'all with episode 15 of Game Bangers Near Death Experience. Let's get right into it. This here, 1987 New Year's Eve. Let's do it. It all started where we had like a meeting slash party somewhat in the 12 O's. All the Raymonds, we met up on 124th. I think this was the big homie Spud, rest in peace, family house. Had the yellow house up there on 124th. We had the back house in the back. We was all that. So we had a big old gathering back there, a whole bunch of Raymonds that night. Afterwards, the 10 Deuces, we headed back to Inglewood from over here. And the 12 O's, for y'all that don't know, who have not been following my stories, understand what the 12 O's is. 12 O's is 120 from Vermont, 120 from Raymond Ave, 120 from, El Segundo in Vermont. Everything over that way is Raymond's over there. All that. You know what I mean? That's the Raymond's over there. So when I say the 12 O's, that's what I'm talking about. That's where Raymond Avenue Crips started at, right over there in that section. So one night, we over here hanging out at the homie house on 124th. Had a cool time. Everybody posted up, whatever. Now we headed back to Inglewood, as we always do. So our route we was always going down Imperial. Now on the way back, somebody decides this. I don't know which homie it was to say this, but somebody decide we go a certain route. Now let me stop it right quick. Now we leaving from over here. We leaving from the 12 O's this night. We got a whole bunch of raggedy ass Chevys. I had the black 6-fold. Big John Boy had a 6. Big 8-ounce had a trade. Little 8-ounce had a 6. I know he had a 7. That was an 8. Anyway, he had a 7. Yeah, anyway. But we had quite a few Chevys, but then we had a couple other cars that wasn't Chevy. All these Chevys is buckets. When I say buckets, mean they wasn't fixed up. It was all riding around on straight dummies, just straight black rims. None of us had license at the time. I had a license, my license was suspended. So we riding around, niggas opening. At this time, I opened up my trunk of my car with the screwdriver still. I had my key wasn't the only key could have started my car up. Anybody could just jump in my car and start it up. This is how we was rolling back then. Raggedy ass Chevys, primered up. All our stuff was raggedy. We just had got these and we was all planning on fixing these Chevys up. That was the plan. Get our low riders together. Now I got mine, the engine, everything was cool. It was tight. Everybody's stuff was tight. We just hadn't put no paint and none of that on there. Only homie had some paint on his was the homie, no, he didn't have no paint on his. I was going to say 8-ounce, but no, he didn't have paint on back then. But anyway, so we're about to leave from the 12 O's. Now we deep over here, but we had a couple other cars that was not like that. So what we used to do is, being that we just riding like that, all our guns and shit, we put in the bucket because we didn't want to get pulled over. Police pulled us over. This is 1987. Niggas riding around with tags that say 86 and shit. You know what I mean? That's how we did. You just was out there like that at the time. We was just young cats happy to have Chevys. Now, bring you up to speed. So we put on the guns. We had this little Mustang in particular. So one of the homegirls was driving this Mustang, and this Mustang had a trunk full of guns. We didn't have guns in these Chevys because one time get behind us quick. Just don't see those cars. Back then, they'll blurp you. They see gang members in these cars, they'll blurp you. Period. So just we didn't lose no gun. We're like, okay, we finna leave from the 12 O's. We just going back to our side of the hood in Inglewood. So put the gas and this little Mustang the homegirl was driving. Okay, cool. So we roll. We like 3 deep in each car. I'm like me, Lil Nug, and the homie Levi in my car. So we going through. I think it was the homie Big Insane or somebody. Somebody decides, man. I never knew who decided this, right? That's what all my homies who's watching this that was around back then, who was in the first car, Big John Boy, somebody let me know who decided for us to take this route. We decided coming from the 12 O's, instead of coming all the way down Imperial, bust a right on Doty and cut all the way through Doty all the way down to 102nd and then on back to the hood like that. That was a route that we should normally take. Or go all the way down the Prairie, bust a right, come on down to 102nd. I go to the motels on Century or the motels on Prairie, whichever way we was at, because we was in all the motels back then. We just all around there like that. So I don't know, instead of us going our regular route, somebody decides, let's turn down, what we do? We turn down Lamoli. Anyway, we got on Yukon. We did. We turned down Crenshaw. We turned down Crenshaw. We got the Imperial. We bust a right on Crenshaw. We go down to 104th. We bust a left on 104th. And what do? We go up in the Crenshaw Mafia hood. Now, this is New Year's Eve, people. we decide, let's go up in the bottoms. Let's go up in here and bang on these cats over here. So we pull up in the bottoms up in here. And I think that was like Woodworth right there where it curved at the one-way street. I believe that was Dixon or England. I forgot the name of the streets up in there. But anyway, it's the same place where the homie Tiny C used to stay at, right in front of Tiny C Apartments, because Tiny C stayed right behind the car wash back then, right off of Woodworth. So we used to always creep and take Tiny C home, so we knew that they used to be right there in that area. Like I said, I told a story about me and Big T go over there and we striking up. That's where the Crenshaw Mafia used to be deep at, right there. So we pretty deep. We want to run up in their hood, but why on New Year's Eve? I don't get this. Why we want to go up in the Crenshaw Mafia hood, what they call the bottoms over there, on New Year's Eve? That was the dumbest shit ever. This is what I'm saying. We game, man, we done made a whole bunch of dumbass decisions because we just be out here in the moment, be feeling like, fuck these niggas. We finna go over here, I don't give a fuck these niggas ain't shit. And we bump that shit. That was one of the moments. That was the dumbest shit we ever done in my career of gangbanging. That's another video, that's another topic right there. The dumbest shit you ever done in your career as a gang member. This had to be one of the dumbest things, dumbest decisions we ever made. As gang members, as Raymond Crips, I gotta admit that. So we go up in here, we decide we wanna, jump out like, fuck these niggas, we out here, Raymond's in y'all hood. We jump out the cars and all this shit. They had some homegirls on the corner. Like then they had the checkerboard bombers on. Had some checkerboard bombers with some red rags and shit. The homies jump out. They all up right here in front of all the Crenshaw Mafias. And now the middle of the street, nigga, we like turned up. So my phone had no power steering, was toe up. I didn't have no power steering. So when the homies jump out, I'm kind of like getting my car ready, you know, saying for we can get about this motherfucker. So I'm kind of like getting ready somewhere, kind of bag it up, but we blocked in because there's other cars. Now mind you, the car with the straps didn't come with us. The car with the straps went straight back to the hood. Went right back to our side. So it's just us, and we like about 4 to 5 Chevys, exactly. About 4 to 5 bucket Chevys. Just, I mean, literally buckets. All these Chevys have primer on them. They look like some shit that people that fix lowriders is going to get that's finna take it and overhaul the whole thing. These are all buckets, straight up. So the homies jump out. And they push up on the Crenshaw Mafia girls and go start squabbling, want to start whooping on their homegirls right here, right in the bottom where they been on Woodworth right there. So while they're doing that, I don't know where this came from, but at the same time, while I'm trying to hit the power steering, turn my shit around, somebody then came out like, yeah. Oh man, bullets just, hail of bullets just came down. Other homies jumped in the car, Now here it is, I just happened to be in the car with the homie Levi. Cool ass Levi was just too cool, too hard. And even though they busting, he was like on some shit like a Charlie Brown commercial with like Snoopy pushing, cause he light skinned and they got the ponytail. And he was just walking like, you know, still walking. I'm like, nigga, get in the car. Me and Lil Nug in the car dug down. I don't know where these dudes was busting from. They got them apartments over there, but they just gave us the business, but nobody got hit. That's crazy. But my front windshield, I had the bullet right in the center of my shit. My front windshield shattered. I finally got the homie in the car. I ducked down, went around the opposite way because that's a one-way street right there. So I'm trying to peel up out that motherfucker back to 104th. I'm peeling up out that motherfucker, ducking down like this. The other homie's in the front, so if anybody else had to hit something, I could have just smashed something, didn't even know. Niggas was like this. And they just giving it to my car. You hit a whole trunk of my car. You know, when you gangbanging, you get shot at. Everybody who gets shot at this out there gangbanging, a lot of times we count the bullets when they start busting. Nigga in his head just thinking. Back in the days when revolver, you thinking 6. Then they got these 9s and all this other shit cracking, so you just count. Okay, how many more shots this nigga got before I pull up? You know what I mean? But whatever he had a long clip in. I think it might have had a carbine or something. He might have had a 25 clip, I don't know. But they was spraying. It was two guns letting this happen at one time, but then just one just kept on going till a nigga turned that corner and made his way back to 104th. They were just getting off from somewhere up high because they hit the front of my windshield. For the longest, my 6'4" had the motherfucking bullet that come right through the motherfucking front of the windshield to the dashboard. Never got that shit fixed. Even when I lost that car, that hole was right there. So I was out there. This how grimy I was. This gang banging. This is LA gang banging at its finest in the city. This is what we did. Inglewash, nigga was riding around like that. Didn't give a fuck. Cracked windshield, bullet hole in it, bullets all in the trunk. Young niggas out there living that life. That's what we did. And that was for most definitely another near-death experience. That was probably one of the worst ones to me. That's why I saved it for last, but at the same time, it was 1987 going into 1988. And that just was like, that was the dumbest shit ever. Never go up in nobody's hood, especially on New Year's Eve, talking shit. Who decided that shit? John Boy, somebody tell me, who decided that shit? But anyway, y'all, that was episode 15. My mouth getting dry. I need some water, some shit. I ain't got my water bottle. Episode 15, Gangbangers Near Death Experience. Hope y'all like that. If you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have, please like, share, subscribe. Y'all know what I mean, right? I'll be getting tongue twisted sometimes and shit. But also, man, get that life insurance policy if you don't have it already. That's important for sure. And shout out to my little homie Frogner for letting me use this little piece of clip for the intro right here. Got to salute and got to shout out all my homies that's doing something. Everybody from my section that's being productive, that's trying to make something happen. I encourage you. I salute that. And everybody from your section as well. Once again, people, keyword, coexist. We can coexist. Things will be a lot better. Trust me.